Today we're going to talk about investing in today's economy. So before we get into that, I just wanted to take a step back and give an overview on what's important before we talk about investing. Before we talk about investing and investing strategies, you need to know your financial priorities. So first things first, in uncertain times like today, do you have any type of emergency savings or cash flow for short-term expenses? Do you have job or income stability? These are factors to take into consideration before we get into how to invest your money. Number two, do you have any high cost debt? If you have any consumer debts, that is credit card debts or even lines of credit, you should still be working out a plan to pay those debts off. And there are many resources that can help you set up your own type of payment plan so that you could pay off these debts. Number three, do you have any retirement savings? At the end of the day, no matter what it is we're doing, no matter what our income is, at some point in our lives, we want to retire. So no matter what, even during market volatility like right now, it's always important to prioritize retirement savings and retirement planning because one day we want to retire and we want to retire comfortably. So with everything that's going on right now, high interest rates, inflation, market instability, how do you invest in today's economy? And to be honest, it's no different than any other time except for a couple of things. So I'll go into my points and leave you with some do's and don'ts in this economy. So number one, as usual, always make sure your portfolio is diversified. You could easily do this by investing in investment funds that pretty much follow the TSX or the S&P 500 or any other pretty much diversified stock exchange. A lot of people, a lot of seasoned investors will always try to find the gold jewels. They always want to find the Amazons or the new Facebooks. But it's very important at any given time in your life, in your investing, during your investing years, to make sure your portfolio is diversified. What does that mean? If you're looking at all of your investments, it should never all completely go up or all completely go down. If it does, then that means your portfolio isn't diversified enough. What happens is that sectors don't always perform the same way at any given time. Some sectors do really well while others are down and vice versa. In order to get that balance, you want to make sure that your portfolio is diversified. If you are someone who invests directly in the stock market, so you're into self-directed investing, it's very rare that I'll come across somebody who has a completely diversified portfolio and they just buy shares of companies. Because typically speaking, those who do buy and sell shares in stocks and companies, they usually they don't invest in more than 6 to 10 different companies. And with 6 to 10 different companies, it's impossible to be diversified. If you invest in investment funds, chances are within that investment fund, you'll probably have about 50 plus companies and therefore more diversification. So make sure your portfolio is diversified, whether we're in times like now or any given time. Number two, this is where it's a little bit different when markets are volatile. Keep an eye out on the market, be strategic, but don't try to time the market. It's easier said than done. Again, savvy investors always try to time the market. It's not timing the market, it's time in the market. But when things are a little bit weird, like right now, you always want to look at opportunity because again, certain sectors will just outperform others. And you want to see if there's a way for you to, as they say, buy low and possibly sell high in the future. Number three, review your investment strategy. So when you're taking a look at your investments, what are your goals? When do you need to start withdrawing this money? How much of your portfolio do you need in the short term? If you're still thinking long term and you notice that some of your investments are invested in such a way that is for short-term objectives, maybe here's the opportunity for you to change your to change your asset allocation to be a little bit more aggressive. And number four, lastly, dollar cost averaging. Trust this process; it works. What is dollar cost averaging? It's basically investing a fixed dollar amount on a regular basis. And the idea is that as you're contributing and investing that fixed amount, whether it's every 2 weeks with your paycheck or on a monthly basis, you're buying shares of either investment funds or shares in companies at both their lows and the highs. And what you're counting on and what the process is that your average share price balances out, right? And it's also a good way to to develop a disciplined investing habit. It's very easy to, during times like this, it's very easy to stop those regular contributions. I always tell my clients, whatever you do, even when things get tight, never stop your contributions. If you have to, decrease the amount that you're contributing, but never stop, because the minute that you stop contributing, it's very hard for you to get back on track. Now I just want to leave you with some do's and don'ts of investing in times like this. And just remember, this is a bump in the road, right? This is not the first time that we've had high inflation. It might be the first time for many of you, but this is not out of the ordinary. We had almost a solid 2 decades of excellent performance in the markets. And you kind of have to look back and see during those times, what did you do with your own investments? So this is just a bump in the road. Don't entirely leave your investments to someone or something else. Something that I see often is whether you're working with a financial advisor or a financial planner, or if you're working with a platform, doing self-directed investing with a platform like Wealthsimple, I see far too often that people leave it up to that person, that professional, or that platform to invest their money for them. Don't do that. Even if you're not really investment savvy, have a general idea of where your money's going, because the thing is, people never complain when things are going well, they're getting their returns. But when stuff doesn't go well and stuff does go bad, or you start your returns start dipping or going in the minus, that's where a red flag sets off in your head. So don't entirely leave your investments to a financial professional or to a platform. Always have a general idea of what you're invested in. And number 2, please, please, please don't obsessively track your investments. This will drive you absolutely nuts, especially during times right now where even during a given day, one single company could go up and down in share price very easily. Do not obsessively track your investments. What you should do is set specific periods of time of the year to review your investments. So for a lot of my entrepreneur clients, we review their investments 3 times a year. One is at the beginning of the year, January, February, especially those who are non-incorporated. A lot of times they want to maximize or contribute to RRSPs in order to reduce their tax bill when they file their income taxes. And then we'll meet up again sometime in May, June, July, once they file their business taxes, to see what is the strategy moving forward in terms of their investments. And then we'll usually jump on a call towards the end of the fiscal year, so October, November, to see if there's anything else that we could do at the end of the year in terms of their investment strategy. Second, do make adjustments as your situation changes. Life happens. What you want to do is have control over your investments. So when there's a major life change, you want to make sure that your investment strategy aligns with those life changes. If you're working with a financial professional, you should be in contact with them at least once a year, just for a yearly review. Sometimes an annual review takes 10 minutes. Sometimes it takes 2 hours, depending on what's going on in your life. But make sure you make adjustments as your situation changes. And as I said before, yes, we're going through a weird time right now, but there is a lot of opportunity out there. Stay the course. Investing is a long-term game. And once again, it's not about timing the market. It really is about time in the market. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.